A Lufkin man made his appearance in court today. He's on trial for punching a former Lufkin police officer back in August. I was just told by Mason's father, Kevin, that crews did find Mason's footprints near a small pond, which they have searched. 3-year-old Mason Cutler was last seen right here in the family's front yard around 1 this afternoon. Crockett police have arrested a woman accused of stabbing her boyfriend and beating him with a flashlight during an argument. Kanika Jenkins has been charged with first-degree aggravated assault with a weapon. The boyfriend was treated at a Crockett hospital for injuries on his face and forearm. When police arrived at the scene, Jenkins was arrested without incident. So what would you do if you saw someone drop their wallets? Finders keepers, right? Of course, I challenged Reese to a game of knockout. And as for the winner, let's just call it a tie. Today marks the 11th day of a boil water notice in an East Texas town after a chlorine tank stopped working correctly. The city of Wells water pressure dipped below the acceptable rate. That's when they issued the notice. Now, to put this all in perspective, I'm about 6 feet tall, so this is about 2 1/4 times my height. Blair, although the federal affidavit is sealed, the complaint states McLaughlin did solicit, command, induce, and endeavor to persuade someone to kidnap someone else. Balaam, the baby jaguar who stole everyone's heart at the Ellen Trout Zoo in August, is recovering tonight after having one of his legs amputated. Now, you do know polls close in less than an hour. After that, we will have a vote, a decision. What's next for you all here if that decision is no? A Lufkin man used his hands to communicate with an officer, which led to him ending up in jail. According to Lufkin police, 22-year-old Edward Taylor was crossing the intersection of Atkinson and East Laurel early this morning when he waved for an officer to drive through a red light. The officer became suspicious and did a check on Taylor, who smelled of alcohol. Taylor was arrested following a failed field sobriety test. Officials with this sports complex say this was one warning those vandals didn't heed. Ludivine was presented with the finisher's medal for her accomplishment. She then went home and took a much-needed nap. Talk about being in the right place at the right time, huh? I guess she was chasing, it looked like that guy in the green shirt, maybe. Yeah, she was chasing him. And she's like, how did I end up here? I'm in a race now. It all started as what was supposed to be an ordinary online transaction. But then you never know who's out there. And the frightening memory of exactly who Evelyn Mendoza encountered Sunday has her on edge tonight.
He tried to get in the car, and I was like, no, I locked the door, like, sorry, my little girl's in the back, you can't come in.
Mendoza, like thousands of others, decided that an online sale would work best when trying to make some extra cash off of her iPhone 6.
And then he's like, well, let me see it first. Well, I told my boyfriend, I was like, well, let him see it. And I passed my boyfriend the box.
But when it came time for the transaction in the 1400 block of Houston Street, the would-be buyer had a plan of his own.
He tried to jump in my car to get the box. He was able to grab the box.
Making off on foot with Mendoza's $500 iPhone, but not before her boyfriend stepped in.
My boyfriend got off the car, but as soon as he got off the car, he took something out of his pocket. So I was like, maybe it's a gun, and I told him, jump back in the car. Let's just call the police. It's a scenario authorities are hoping to see less of.
You may be looking at their site thinking it's them, but it could be somebody else. And so when you meet like that, you don't know who you're meeting and what kind of person they are or anything. And so that's why it's important to take precautions.
And he says it's simple precautions like trusting your gut instinct when engaging in an online sale that may save your life.
Anytime that somebody's wanting to not go to the place that you're wanting to go that you know is a safe zone area, then that is a sign that something's wrong.
It's business as usual for the folks at Douglas Corner Cafe, but it certainly didn't start that way early Thursday morning.
I came in the back door, and the alarm system's here, and I went to put the code in to turn the alarm off. Turned and noticed that the front door was shattered, glass everywhere.
All caused by this burglar. You see here, with hammer in hand, the burglar smashes through that front glass and climbs through.
I mean, I couldn't understand if we sold cigarettes or something. We didn't have anything for him to get.
What that burglar did get was the cafe's cash register, snatching once, twice, finally after 3 attempts, making off. The entire ordeal lasting less than 20 seconds.
Why would somebody do this? You know, I mean, the place burned down, 3 years ago, and we got it all built back up and started over, and now somebody wants to come and do this just for a cash register you can buy at Walmart.
Now, parts of that cash register were later discovered along this stretch of State Highway 21 next to Douglas's post office. Likely after that thief discovered just how much money was actually inside.
$3.51 change.
A devastating blow, but
nobody's going to put us down. I mean, the fire and burning the whole building didn't put us down. This is just a little hiccup in our day.
A night of midnight madness on Friday as players showed their skills in a basketball tournament. And what happened next made the crowd go wild.
Whoa, I just made that. And I was like, I can't believe it.
14-year-old Reese has a condition called dwarfism, and at only 3'6", he went toe-to-toe with guys easily twice his height.
It's pretty crazy to get one of them out. I was like, I was just in awe. I was like, whoa, I just got that guy that's like way taller than me out. He's probably like way older than me. And I was like, whoa.
Whoa is right. An unlikely shot from an unlikely opponent.
I was a little nervous for him. I just wanted him to do his best. And so I thought, he gets out there, has good fun with it, has a good time. And then, it started happening.
As the winner, Reese took home a new iPad mini, a small prize in comparison to a large love for the sport of basketball. Every day he's beating the odds, and to that, he says, next to his love of basketball comes his love of SFA lumberjack pride.
Just everything about it. It's just a campus. It's really nice. There's a lot of nice people there. It's just, like the basketball team, they'll see you up in the stands so they know who comes to your games and stuff. And they're just really nice to you. They're really fun to hang out with, too. A comforting reality for Reese's mom, Laura, who also has dwarfism.
When he has issues or when, there's something coming up, I can help relate to that because we both had the same condition. So it's easy to say, well, let's do this for this or whatnot.
Of course, I challenged Reese to a game of knockout. And as for the winner, let's just call it a tie.
That's my son. And how can your son die before you?
A question this father of 5 has asked himself over and over for the last 24 hours.
I said, just tell me he's alive. And that's what my little brother told me. He said, he gone, man. We lost him.
A tragic end to what family members describe as a freak accident. It all happened here along FM 3154 in San Augustine just before 2:30 on Monday.
I seen ambulances and police and fire trucks everywhere. When I got there, they didn't want to let me see what was going on. They kept restraining me.
Earlier that day, Holmes' oldest son, James' ATV wouldn't start. That's when he asked his uncle if he could push start it with his truck.
He done told him numerous amounts of times that he didn't want to be messing with that four-wheel, don't want to be pushing him on it, and that he ought not even be riding that thing.
That ATV stalled, but the truck kept going, crushing James under its tremendous weight.
First thing I seen when I seen my son was him up under the truck. Just wrapped up in the four-wheeler with the tie up on his head.
A father of 1 to this 11-month-old boy, now gone. But the memory of at least one of his famous features lives on.
His smile. He got a smile like Cam Newton with the Terrell Owens. I'll always say that.
It makes you want to hug your children and your grandchildren because life can change in the blink of an eye.
The blink of an eye. That's all it took for 3-year-old Mason Cutler to wander off from the family's front yard Monday afternoon. After the initial 911 call, several search crews, including Texas game wardens, Texas DPS, K-9 units, and several volunteer fire departments flooded the area in search of Mason. Brenda Back, who lives nearby, feared the worst, but prayed for the best.
I searched all my outbuildings and through all our vehicles because I thought, well, he could have, maybe gotten up in one and went to sleep.
Back has a small pond behind her home, which crews searched, but Mason's body was later discovered in another pond, only about 120 yards from the Cutler home.
We had search and rescue teams going throughout the night and repeatedly going around the ponds in the area, and one of the search and rescue members located the body in the pond.
Heart-wrenching news for Back.
It broke my heart. I cannot even fathom their pain.
Feelings also echoed by crews who found little Mason's body.
Yeah, it's always tough when dealing with somebody this age and having to do what we had to do.
And as for how the Cutlers should move forward, Back offers this advice.
Trust in God. That's really all you can say at a time like this.